Yes, magic items. So if we go back to Miao Ying, and actually it's something I should point out, you can access her stats either by clicking on her level or by clicking on the character details. Doesn't really matter, you can switch between the two up here in the tabs. Now if we go to the details tab, we can see a nice representation of Miao Ying and then all of the magic items and ancillaries, and we can split between them here with these tabs. So right now we have the Potion of Strength, we also have the Iron Curse icon. These are both the same item type. They are both an enchanted item. You can tell because the icon is that one. Right now we're using the Potion of Strength, which will, once per battle, buff up her base weapon damage and armor piercing for 33 seconds. I think she can still use this as a dragon, so that is going to be a nice bit of damage buff. Having the missile resist, especially when she's in dragon form, would be good, but I just want her doing more damage. Actually, do I? She's a mage. You know what? No, let's actually give her the Iron Curse icon so that she suffers less missile damage. And then we have the other hero. We can use these arrows up here to flip between them. So we've got Garius. It's the same setup. We can see that the Iron Curse icon's already gifted to somebody else. So we could give it to him and it would just automatically unequip it. Or we can give him Potion of Strength. Right now, that doesn't help. You're a wizard. I don't really want to give you that. And then finally we have the Ancillary Areas. We don't have any as yet, but we'll be able to equip Ancillary Areas, which are like followers. So scouts, cartographers, scribes, that type of thing. Which will all give further benefits and perks.
No kingdom compares with Cathay.
And we can in fact see that Blue Kiwi has moved further south. So that is the caravan moving down. Remember, he started at Nangao. So we can see that in our area we have Hao Tao, who is an enemy lord. We can tell that because of the crossed swords. This is a commander of the rebel lords of Nanyang. He was probably trying to reinforce the mines of Nanyang, but we got there first. And we also have who is a beastman army currently raiding. So in this region, in this region, he will be causing some damage. So that's actually to Nanli, not to me. So right now he's hurting them. But once we take Nanli, we're probably going to have to kill those beastmen. So we'll just go ahead and end turn. Hao Tao is going to try to run home and instead fortify Nanli because he knows what is coming. Is moving further south and has actually attacked them. So those beastmen are actually at war with Nanli and causing some headaches, killing one of the armies and possibly weakening the units which remain here. Mission issued, seal the gate. So we need to capture and occupy the Snake Gate, and we'll gain Warrior Bane sword and also some more treasury when we do that. Taunting of Qianqi, destroy the following factions: Authorial's Watchers. So when this gate was broken, one of Zinch's puppets got through, and that is these guys. So we will need to go and kill Sarthoriel's Watchers in order to really root chaos out from behind our lines. And if we do that, we get the Brass Cleaver. Okay, so Miao Ying. We can, in one turn, go and attack the settlement here, and I think that is precisely what we want to do. This is going to be a harder fight because their army is present, but their army is marching stance. So you remember the different stances you can use. March is one of them, and it will reduce your vigor to tired. That is a maximum vigor for that battle, which means that that army is going to be pretty much exhausted when we fight them, which is going to pretty dramatically reduce their combat capabilities. So let's go ahead and do that. And here we go. So we can see that we have the settlement garrison, which is these guys, plus that other army, which is currently present, Hao Tao. This is expecting Empiric victory, it's expecting casualties to be high. If we hover over this, we can see if we auto-resolve, we'll lose a unit of archers and a unit of Jade Warriors. I'm pretty confident I can do better than that, because again, these guys are going to be pretty tired, plus they're just a bunch of peasants. Oh, shoot. So here we go. I'm liking the Attila-style city battles, makes more use of battle tactics. 100% agree with you. Really glad that those have made a comeback. Because really, like, Warhammer 2 was pretty much a masterpiece. It's an excellent, excellent game, except for the sieges. And I'm pretty sure, I've said this several times before, but I'm pretty sure the reason that Warhammer 3 took them so long to make is because they redid all of the siege battles.
The Storm Dragon.
And the fact that a lot of, like, the Empire, dwarves, lizard men, orcs, wood elves, Skaven, are already on this world map means that a lot of those siege battles are also made. Some of the capital sieges will still need to be done, like Karaz-Karak. But yeah, like Altdorf is already done. It's apparently quite a good one. I don't want to spoil anything for myself with Altdorf, because I want to see what that capital city looks like now. It should be pretty epic. But we haven't fought Altdorf yet. That's the capital of the Empire. Anyway, let's go and do our due diligence. So we're going to go ahead and start the deployment. You have access to 2 towers. I think these are all going to be the same. 2 towers, 2 bastions. 2 towers, 2 bastions. 2 towers, 2... Sorry, barricades, not bastions. And then the central one is connected to just barricades. So I think what we want to do here is a bit more aggro. We want to try to hit every single one of these minor supply locations at once. Now, all of these look like they're pretty much identical. This is a completely symmetrical city setup. So let's do Miao Ying, Celestial Dragon Guard, and Iron Hail Gunners here. That's going to be group 1.
Together, else die apart.
Then we'll go over to this side. This is going to be Jade Warriors plus Peasant Archers here.
Jade Warriors!
And then over here we will have Jade Warriors plus Iron Hail Gunners here. And then finally in the last position, I will micro this a little bit more. We'll go with the Jade Warriors plus Celestial Dragon Guard here, plus the Wizard. Group you together.
Mind is ready.
So position 1 and position 4 are the strongest. Actually, let's put you with 3.
My test begins.
So that the 2 heroes are opposite each other. Then we'll put the
Defenders of Cathay.
rocket launcher, I think, with the number 2s.
Mine as 1.
Then the cavalry we'll put with the number 4s. And I'm just selecting it, then pressing Control 4, and it adds it to that control group. And we manually place them. And then we have 2 more units of infantry, and I think honestly I'm just going to put those with the heroes. So you are going to be with Miao Ying. And then you are going to be with Garius.
Wind and fire.
Okay, let's go and position these a little bit more carefully. So we want to
Master of Tempest.
keep harmony in mind. So I think we are going to move everyone together in
Dragon
one zone.
Guard.
Praise the dragons.
Do something like this. We'll go over to where the number 2s are.
Never conquered.
Put you together
Archers.
with archers.
Sun Yang's faithful.
And then the sky shooter junk. And you guys
Wind
will
and
be here.
fire.
We'll go and attack this angle. Like so. But again, we'll put the gunners on the side because short range,
I
horizontal
stand
fire, you don't want
ready.
them shooting into your own units. And then finally we have the number 4s.
The celestial
Now this one's
faithful.
going to be the only one that's different because we're going to put swordsmen,
Crossbowmen.
crossbows, and we're going to put the
Horsemen.
cavalry on this side to see if we can actually get a flank going. And then start battle. And immediately pause. And let's take a second to see how they've set themselves up. So again, they've not built themselves any towers. That is good. They've put some barricades here in the center, blocking access through this channel. So you could actually deploy and attack down the side and then move up through the center of the town. We don't have anybody attacking that, so that's a bit of a waste. They have a unit of archers up here, crossbows even, so we'll have you attack them. Peasant archers, we'll just tell you to attack, and then the Jade Warriors, you can just come up the side. Holding down Shift, I can put waypoints, so we're going to click there, then hold down Shift and click here. It'll remember that first waypoint, and then move around the side. And with these guys over here, I think I want to have my gunners positioned to about there. And we'll move you two up. And then the Astromancer can go up with you. And over on this side, we have their peasant horsemen, we have a unit of spears and a unit of jade warriors. So these cavalry are not going to be very useful where they are. You know what? I'm going to be really annoying to them. Oh no, we can't. Can't actually get to this unless we attack through this end. You know what? Do it. We're going to send the cavalry around, and then we're going to have them attack through the center. And see if we can just go after those peasant archers while they're just unguarded. And then you two just advance through the center here. And then Miao Ying's cadre. I think, Miao, you're just going to go over to the side. You guys are just going to go right up to the middle. In fact, I'm just going to tell you to attack. Celestial Dragons will send to the... send you through the center and we'll send you to the right. Okay, go.
The Storm Dragon will lead you to victory. This is my vow.
Warriors! Peasant archers!
You'll be able to push this angle pretty quickly, so we're just going to tell you lot to run. Because you have the artillery support, you should be able to break them pretty fast.
Stone and steel!
And in fact, you know what, wherever the gunners are, let's have them run.
Iron Hail Gunners!
Because they should be in a position to get some shots off really rapidly. You're actually pulling those archers back, which is really good for us. Cavalry is already moving down the center. Perfection.
The Celestial Daughter.
Okay, you can turn into a dragon, please
The
do.
Tempest.
You fire at them.
The storm wind blows.
There we go. Dragonborn has been taken. I'm just going to go and tell you to go and attack their general. We're just going to go general sniping.
Jade warriors!
Ooh, they've actually done a ton of damage to our archers.
Minds as one.
Huzzah! Jade crossbows apparently smash archers. Oh no!
Wind and fire!
Damn it!
No
Yeah, this is where Iron Hail Gunners suck, because they just can't handle
As
slopes.
wind. Warriors!
Shenyang's faithful!
And we've just caught their peasant horsemen with our halberds. Halberds are anti-large.
What?
Keep on trying to get you back. Now, where's the wizard?
They're all!
Wizard's over here. You can harmonic convergence those guys. These Iron Hail Gunners are also sent packing. Ha! Not a great start.
The celestial faithful!
Oh, and I do not want the Skyjunk
Never
shooting
conquered.
here. We're actually going to move you up.
Harmony.
Zhenyang's
The
faithful!
archers can move up too as well. How's the cavalry doing? The cavalry managed to get their charge in on them. That's good. The dragons fighting their general. That's good.
Wind and fire.
You go and take that capture point. That's good. And they are actually pulling in a lot of reinforcements to help over this side. Don't run forwards. You're a wizard.
Defenders of
The
Cathay!
cavalry still managed to cat the iron.
Wind and fire!
Wind and
Sometimes they're
fire.
great. Sometimes they're terrible.
Attack in unison.
But it looks like their cavalry has been sent packing, so we're going to see if we can get some shots off of them. Usually it takes them a while to get into formation to shoot again. Come on.
Yang sends us.
Meanwhile they've recovered, but we'll continue attacking them. You
Cavalry!
completely broke that unit. Now you're going to back off because they've
Seeking
got some
Cathay's
units
foe.
back again.
Iron Hail Gunners! Celestial Sorcerer!
Actually,
Horsemen!
let's get the cavalry to go after those archers.
Attack in unison! Defenders of Cathay! Swift strike!
Thoughts in harmony.
And then Skyjunk, you may as well just start shooting into these units, quite frankly. Meanwhile, Miao Ying has absolutely beasted their magistrate. And we've just taken a point. That would be this one.
Jade warriors.
So we just destroyed the tower that they were starting to build, which is a pretty good get.
Thoughts in harmony.
Meanwhile, we'll start attacking that point. We are capturing this one.
Order and balance.
Peasant horsemen.
Horseman got a nice charge on there.
Dragons.
Guys over there. You've killed their general, go for their wizard.
Dragon crossbows. By celestial decree. Defend.
The Jade Warriors, I think.
Praise the dragons. Attack in unison.
Meanwhile, the rocket launcher continues to rock out.
Iron hail gunners.
Let's get the Iron Hail guns shooting at the archers. Meanwhile, our close combat units are doing their thing. Let's keep on buffing you. Getting you to attack.
They will perish. Yes. Defenders of Cathay.
Position taken, you go and kill their archers. You're beasting their wizard.
Dragon Guard!
Jade warriors.
Now, they do have a tower here, but we're about to destroy it as soon as that point's captured. And then we can start to threaten the centre. And in fact, that's going to be all of these points taken. Let's put you in there.
Cathay's foes. Wind and fire.
You've shattered them, you just get out the way.
Bringing harmony.
Mage of the Celestial Court!
Iron hail gunners.
This might actually be a really good position for the Iron Hail guns.
Minds as one. Warriors. The storm dragon.
Oh, just a catch. Oh, it's the crossbows. They could probably actually handle themselves.
Minds as one.
But we're sending some reinforcements just in case.
Shenyang's people. Harmonious wrath.
I hear heaven!
Mistress of storms.
Are we taking all the
Archers!
capture points?
Repositioning. For Cathay.
These are peasant archers, those are peasant spears.
The Celestial
You see if you can come around the back. You two have taken that point, so you move up.
Repositioning.
People are doing magic because you are again not attacking their wizard.
Stone and steel.
Fortunately, it looks like we're not going to take this position, which is annoying. But we'll probably take the centre, so that's fine. You go and take that. You're killing their general. I'm a little bit surprised that they haven't given up. They still actually have 400 men, so that's impressive. There it is. There it is. So we lost 278, they lost 700. And I would say the hero of that fight was Miao Ying and the cavalry. The cavalry actually managed to decimate about 3 units of archers. They did really well. Cavalry in a siege. Crazy. With Warhammer 3 changing the sieges, do a plan to go back to Warhammer 2 sooner rather than later? Why would I go to Warhammer 2 if I like the sieges in Warhammer 3? No. How do I find the game? I really like this. I can now freely say that I think Warhammer 3 is bloody fantastic, and I can't wait for them to continue expanding it. Okay, so let's go ahead and occupy Nanli. We got the Pigeon Plucker Pendant. The wearer of this bizarre pendant is supernaturally protected against attacks from flying creatures, so they gain 3% more hit points, and also any flying unit gets a -5 attack against them. And province is now secured, so we have now taken the whole of the Gunpowder Road. which succeeds this mission, so we get the Charmed Shield and also Treasury. The front of the shield depicts a warrior being blessed by a nameless lady. Its wielder gains protection from the sigil, especially against foes armed with missiles. So +7 melee defense, and then we also get a damage resistance +20, missile block chance +24%. Every 60 seconds that will last for 17. And now we have a new mission, which is to take 2 provinces. So, now that the rebels have lost their last city, you can see that this unit is taking attrition. We can see that from the skull and crossbones. Hover over that, and we can see why they are suffering that attrition. It's because they don't own a home area. So some factions are designated as hordes. For example, Beastmen are a great example. They never take no homeland attrition. But these guys, being a settled race, we just took their last settlement. That means that they will slowly but surely start to die out. It also means they're probably going to suicide themselves into Nunley to try and take it back.
Dragon.
They're welcome to try. It's literally one dude. One very badly damaged dude.
Storm Dragon.
Meanwhile, Miao Ying has leveled up, so we're going to go ahead and take a look at those stats.
Bastion.
So we can now upgrade Earthblood even further, which will reduce the cooldown for Earthblood, which means we can cast it more frequently. It'll also decrease the cost and the miscast base chance. Right, one thing I did not talk about was miscast chance. What the heck is miscast chance? So remember I talked about the fact that you could overcast a spell, so you can increase its effectiveness by double clicking on it instead of single clicking. It'll cost more mana, usually, and it also comes with a miscast. If that miscast is triggered, the spell still goes off. Like, a spell will always happen, but your caster will take some damage as basically the ravages of the magic explode their heads a little bit. But if you have the miscast chance reduced, then there's less likely to happen. So upgrading the spells will reduce the miscast chance, and also, if you get Earthing, it will reduce the miscast base chance of all spells. So it's a really good idea to try and get Earthing if you can. So we can take the power of Yin whenever we cast a spell for 18 seconds throughout the entire world. Or throughout the entire battle, not the world. Throughout the entire battle, enemy armor is going to be reduced by 15 and their speed is going to be reduced for 18 seconds. Power of Yin is actually pretty good. We can also get Life Bloom. So for 5 seconds, we will basically heal 0.2% of a unit's health. So whenever we're casting spells, that is pretty powerful. So we're going to want to cast a lot of really cheap spells and just keep them going. So in that case, I think what I'm going to do is we're going to get Earthblood. We'll just get the Overcast. And we'll also get the Power of Yin, so we reduce the strength of enemy units.
The Bastion's defense requires it.
And then Garius the Brit, you have also leveled up. Now, these are limited, so you can only get them at level 5 than level 10. So in the meantime, we can choose one of the other options. Generally, with heroes, I find it's the best idea to break them down as to whether they're an agent or a hero. Remember, they can do either. But sometimes you'll want to have some heroes which are mostly active on the campaign map, generally if they have the assassinate ability. So this guy's a wounder, he doesn't assassinate, so he's not as good at it. Or if they're there to like increase the money you're making, or spread control, or reduce corruption, stuff like that. This guy is, I think, going to be a hero, so he's going to stick with the army, so we're going to train up the scouting. We're also going to increase his strength of the harmonic convergence in order to try and unlock Uranan's Thunderbolt, because I love that spell. So generally, Miao Ying is going to be our buffing wizard, and then Garius the Brit is going to be our offensive wizard. What am I playing with? i9900 CPU and GeForce 1080. Miscast is pretty dangerous. Newer players kill their own casters in multiplayer all the time. Yep. Runtag, thank you very much for the follow. Welcome to the channel. Hegger coming in with a 2-month resubscription. Thank you very much for the ongoing support there, Hegger. Appreciate it. Have I run into many or any problems? No. I have been watching the reviews of Warhammer 3 and I've seen a lot of people having performance issues, which I'm baffled by because I haven't had any. And speaking to other content creators, we haven't either. I wonder if it's something to do with not Nvidia, the other guys. Because my Nvidia stuff's doing fine, and I have a 1080. It's an aging graphics card. Because yeah, Warhammer 3 unfortunately is getting AMD. That's the one. Is getting review bombed really hard. really hard at the moment, which is really unfortunate because it's a bloody great game. I did see it went down to like reviews of 45% positive or something for a while. I think it's trending upwards now. Yeah, it's up to 53, so it's recovering, but it got absolutely hammered, I think, by the Chinese market. Chinese are not at all happy about the fate of Three Kingdoms, the fact that they just shelved it. No warning, it's just like, yeah, by the way, development's over, we're done. And I think they're taking out that disappointment on Warhammer 3. But there have been reports of performance issues, but like I said, I haven't witnessed them, I don't know what the cause is. Alright, so we now control all 3 provinces here. Nunli has got a spice market already, which is a yin building, so we're going to be flipping a little bit closer towards yin. But I actually quite like this structure because it increases the income from trade. We're Cathay, we do a lot of trade. Not as much as you, admittedly, but we do a fair bit. And we now have access to the Edicts. So now that this button's available, we can hover over it and we can see all the different options. So we can go for the Jade Dragon's Edicts, which will increase control and also reduce the chance of a plague spreading. Plagues are dangerous if you're near to Skaven, which we're probably not, or near to Nurgle, and we are not near Nurgle. We can get the Iron Dragon's Edict, which will increase research rate. We have a very, very big tech tree, probably one of the biggest, and it takes a while to get through, so getting the research buffs might be a good move. Storm Dragon's Edict. Enemy armies move slower in our territories, corruption is reduced by -5, and we also have an increase in melee defense for local armies. We don't have any corruption problems because of Miao Ying's natural -2, and I don't really see enemy armies being in this area very often. Fire Dragon's Edict would reduce the recruitment cost and increase the local recruitment capacity. We are recruiting, but it's a pretty minor bonus, or we can just increase the income from trade with the Sea Dragon's Edict. I think what we're going to do is the research rate, so Iron Dragon. Oh, there's ours. It's like, what's the Storm Dragons? Right, corruption reduction. Control is hurting, so one thing that we do need to worry about, control, is we're currently dropping by -17 a turn. That's a lot. But 10 of that -17 is because we conquered a province conquered a region this turn. That lasts only 1 turn, then it's gone. So it's going to be a -7 from then on. And that is in large part because of provincial instability. That's going to be dropping -1 per turn, back down to 0. And also the fact we're being raided. So that's 6 right there. So we are going to trend at a -1. If we get rid of the harmony penalty, then we're fine. And in fact, what we might even do is get rid of that yin building in Nunli in order to get the extra yang.